by the inaction of their ruler, turn
Selamat.
Look what I've got for you. You'll love this.
Deep Day. Bucetnya selesai dibangun. Balance diet sekarang cuma sehari doang ya. Langsung aktif gitu. Ada side quest kan? Side quest sudah bersih.
God bless you.
How's work going?
Excellent.
His knowledge of machinery and mechanics is absolutely astonishing. He's a very gifted man.
So you're confident the trebuchet will do its job?
Absolutely. It's plain to see Master Keezer knows exactly what he's doing.
Master Fayfar, how's the trebuchet construction going?
Much better now that I have Master Keezer to help me. Although, to be quite honest, it's more a case of me helping him. I'm taking note and learning as I go.
Next time round, you'll be the siege master.
I rather hope they won't be here next time.
How much longer do you think it will take?
I wouldn't like to hazard a guess. As I understand it, the base is quick to make, but the other parts are more complicated. And then there's all the balancing and setting the trajectory and range.
I see. Well, I hope it's ready soon.
So do I, Henry. See you later.
Sudah jadi. Siege Monster.
Now, let's see how strong those walls are.
Let it rip!
Wow. Darahnya udah
That
kurang
was
dapat.
just the first shot. The trebuchet has to be calibrated. That's perfectly normal. I'll have the range in no time.
Move! Move! God damn it, I have to get to Sir Divish! Sir! They're coming. There's no time.
Someone bring water. Breathe, man. You'll be all right. Who's coming?
There's an army on the way. And they're carrying the colors of Havel Medic of Valdek. And they're very close.
Havel Medic. He's surely not coming to help us.
Not that bastard. I have a score to settle with him.
Former enemies. Dulu pernah kurung berapa tahun tuh? Si Davis dikurung sama dia.
Gentlemen, Toth's reinforcements are about to descend on us.
That swine. How many men?
We don't know exactly, but there are many, and they will probably be here by dawn.
So soon? How is it that we knew nothing about this before?
The whole land is in chaos. It's a wonder we can find out anything at all.
If they attack from the rear...
We'd be finished, just as Toth has been planning.
The sneaky weasel.
He's been one step ahead of us the whole time.
Not this time, though.
What are you thinking?
Robard, how do you think the weather will be tomorrow?
Well, sir, if my joints don't deceive me, and they rarely do, it'll rain. It'll rain buckets.
Here. We'll make a stand here, I and Radzig's men. You will wait until they charge us, and then strike them from the rear. Here and here. If we succeed, we'll have it over and done with before they notice anything in Talmberg.
It might just work. But we'll have to leave someone in the encampments in case they do come out of Talmberg.
A few men will be all I need.
Well, that depends on whether you can hold out. We don't even know how many there are.
We will
Sampai di dalam
hold out.
fortress keluar membantu yang datang.
I'll give the orders to my men.
We will be ready.
My part in the battle, sir.
Attention!
I wanted to go with the Skalitz men.
I need more than that from you.
More, sir?
If we can't hold out at the quarry, we're finished. You, I, Hanish, and Radzig. And since Hanish is commanding the flank attack, Radzig is captive and I'm wounded, Captain Robard will be leading on the field.
Of course. Who better?
There's no question Robard's a good commander. But Many of the men will be from Skalitz. We need someone there who knows them and has their respect.
Sir?
I mean you, Henry.
But that is...
Wakil komandan gitu.
Sir, do you really think I'm someone the men could look up to?
Henry, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't even be here today. And everyone knows that. Except you, it seems. In the battle, you and a group of Skalitz men will be concealed in the woods over the road.
But sir, I think I should...
Quiet! Don't underestimate the task I'm setting you. You'll have to keep nervous men on a short rein and not attack too soon. And then conduct the attack on the rear so fiercely and quickly that the foe has no chance to react. If the line should start to break, we need someone with their head firmly on their shoulders to keep control of the men.
Very well, sir.
That's what I like to hear. When you're ready, go and join the Skalitz men. They'll be mustering in the woods above the road to Radzig.
If you thought you'd be spending the whole siege sitting on your arse and playing dice...
And you're ready? Of course gua ready. Apa yang gua enggak?
You'll...
And if there's one thing we pride ourselves on in Talmberg, is that we defend the honor of our
tidur
goat.
gitu.
All right, now to business.
Di pasukan Skalit itu diam-diam di hutan itu. Musuh udah maju baru serang dari belakang gitu.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Just a little longer. Hold. Hold. Easy. Easy. Not yet.
Handle-nya berdiri. Agak strange.
Easy, man.
They were expecting us. First troops to the bridge. Break through. Vanguard to the left. And the rest, come with me. We'll flank the bastards.
At them! Charge! Grind those horsens into the dirt!
Susah. Musuh kalau bisa gini semua. Mana cara gua ini? Mana cara gak musuhnya gak perfect block gitu loh. Bingung gua. Sulit anjir. Wah itu kalau soalnya kan pengen cepet-cepet ya, pengen cepet-cepet nyerang gitu, tapi di counter mulu di perfect block. Tunggu dia nyerang lah. Story.
Here's their leader.
What? This boy.
You should show a little more respect, Divish. You'll need it when you kneel before Istvan. Oh, now the pup shows his teeth.
Istvan, you say? Not Sir Istvan? Or Lord Toth? Just how intimate are the two of you?
I know him. He's Eric, Toth's captain and right-hand man.
Finally, some good news. Shackle him and guard him closely.
Those bastards want to destroy our trebuchet.
Balik.
Yeah.
Ini ada ruang yang sangat besar untuk ini sih. Kacau satu remake. banyak battle, banyak story yang bisa bikin lebih bagus mekaniknya gitu.
Yeah.
Toloknya nih, kok pengen bunuh itu orang di bawah. Nggak tahu ada skill begituan. Satu bro, curang. Dua victory sekaligus. Aman, gak rusak.
Well,
The damage isn't too serious.
so we can shoot.
Not just yet.
Sir, what are we waiting for?
You've heard his threats, Robard. Do you want him to kill Radzig and my wife? We have to consider all our options.
And it would be a shame to destroy the castle, too. But how do we get that rat out of there?
Sir, I might have a solution. What about exchanging hostages? He was the captain at Vranjik, and he brought Istvan's reinforcements here. He seems to be on very intimate terms with Toth. He might be able to tell us something.
Okay,
He
but
might even be as valuable to his lord as Lady Stephanie and my father are to us.
You're your father's son, by God.
You're a godsend, lad. You're right. We'll interrogate this whore, son, and then decide what to do next. Come to my tent when you've rested.
Terus KCD 2 Henry jadi punya opsi sama Hans. The hell, man. Gara-gara DI rusak semuanya.
Greetings.
How do you like it here, Master Keezer?
It's quite satisfactory. Indeed, it's more than satisfactory. I have to commend Master Feifar for his diligent supervision of the construction work. His extensive knowledge of mechanics is proving most useful. He has the makings of quite a competent siege master.
I don't think he's yearning to become one. His life's mission has been to manage the mines.
We'll see if he feels the same after he has a crack at firing our trebuchet. It's a sight to knock the wind out of any man, especially if he's standing too close.
Oh iya, si Hans gak di sini berarti. Dia udah balik ke rata ya kah?
Greeting.
God be with you.
Terakhir dia minta apa? Masih ada ngomong sama dia kan terakhir?
Greetings, good.
How are things?
I thank the Lord.
So do I.
See you later.
I hope I can.
How are things? I'm sorry to...
God be with you.
Start talking, or make your peace with God.
Do
Greetings.
I will
God be with you.
my lord.
Ah, Henry.
the Lord be praised.
How do you like Master Keezer, Sir Divish?
How do I like him? As if it's not enough to hurl giant boulders at my castle, he wants to throw kegs of gunpowder.
I understand, but he has to do something.
Those boulders could hit my wife. And if they don't get her, the gunpowder could burn her to death along with Sir Radzig.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. I know how you feel. I feel much the same. When we're done, what state will my castle be in? What will I do if the worst happens? Enough of that. Better to spend my time in prayer than worry.
I got hold of a Sawbones to take care of our wounded.
Thank you. Most of them have already lost their homes. Their lives are all they have left.
I've arranged for a priest to come. He promised to take care of the people around here.
Thank you, Henry. Lifting the spirit can help us all. Take care.
Konfirmasi yang tadi gue lakukan.
Eric. It is Eric, isn't it? Looks like the boot's on the other foot this time, doesn't it?
Fuck you.
You need to change your tone. If you start being nice, you might just come out of this alive. So now I'll ask you a few questions, and you better think carefully about how you answer them. Who is this Toth?
He's an orphan, same as me. The Turks killed his parents, so he started killing Turks. Sigismund needed men like that, so Istvan ended up in his service.
How did you meet him?
He killed my parents.
What?
Toth killed your parents?
You could never understand. They were weak. Istvan strong. He took better care of me than any father.
Yes.
What is he after?
Are you really that clueless? To destroy Wenceslas's allies. You.
How many men does he have in the castle?
How should I know? There were nearly 70 of us at the beginning, but there's probably not even half left. But that's still more than there ever were in that castle. More than enough to defend it.
Nih, apa namanya? Perang di Eropa ya itu bisa kumpulin 1000 pasukan itu udah banyak banget. Sedangkan perang di China 1000 itu apalah? Sekali gerak puluhan ribu. Beda scale. Cuman ya beda sih. 1000 di Eropa itu armor segala macam lengkap mungkin. Ya. Kalau punya kekuatan kayak gitu ya. 1000 kayak Henry gini full. Sedangkan yang di China agak simple armornya. Dan rata-rata mereka bukan ini. Bukan militer, mereka itu petani. Tapi pas masa perang join militer gitu. Di wajib militer dah istilahnya. Konsep apa namanya? Tentara itu, tentara permanen itu gak selalu ada. Ya jarang. Di Eropa banyak gitu kan. Istilah knight kan gitu. Di Jepang juga ada samurai.
Who does he take his orders from?
Are you stupid? He works for Sigismund.
Listen to me. Toth has hostages in the castle, and we have you. So, how about an exchange?
Do you take him for a fool? Do you really think he'd give up the only thing he has that stops you from attacking? He'll never accept an exchange.
You better pray he will, for your own sake. Because once we attack, you'll be worthless to us. And what do you suppose will happen to a worthless bandit? I won't waste any more time on you. You could have saved yourself, but apparently you value your master's skin more than your own.
I don't need to save myself. Istvan will save me. And he'll kill every last one of you.
Why should he save you? He'll sacrifice you, just like everyone in Vranjik and Pribyslavitz. You're nothing but a common bandit.
You don't know anything. He'll come for me, and anyone who lays a finger on me will pay dearly.
Now I'm curious. Why would he care that much about you? Could it be your lovers?
Ini
Never understand.
2014.
For a while there, I thought we'd get nothing out of him. But in the end, he spilled his guts.
I thought you were much too easy on him. But it seems your approach was the right one. Well done, lad. Anyway, it's clear that young fellow is no ordinary brigand. And he believes Toth cares about him. We'll just have to see if the bastard cares as much about him as Divish does about his wife and you about your father.
Well, Divish, I think the time has come to find out just how much Toth values our hostage. Do you want to parley with him yourself?
I think I'll leave that to you, Hamish.
So be it. I'll do my utmost. Bring the hostage below the battlements.
Yelling. Bagus, cutscene bagus.
Sir Istvan!
What is it? Did our neighbourly visit catch you unprepared?
A little, but we've settled in nicely. And this fellow is enjoying our company so much, we simply can't get rid of him. It seems we are in similar situations. Perhaps it's time to send our respective guests home.
Not a chance. Do you take me for a fucking fool? Be warned. If anything happens to Eric, I'll let every manjack here have his way with this bitch, and I'll dice Kobila into goulash meat.
Nobly spoken, your grace. But for all I know, you may have done that already.
Divish, I'm sorry.
Greetings, friends. Fear not, Lord Toth is treating us like royalty.
They're unharmed, as you can see. But don't try any tricks, or they won't be for long, Hanush.
It seems your lord doesn't place any great value in you, boy.
Go to hell. I'm sorry. It looks like it's not going to be that easy.
Well, at least we know they're alive. I didn't expect much of it anyway.
He won't harm them as long as we have this fellow.
Well, friends, what do you suggest?
I'd say we have no choice but to attack.
It's a great risk, Robard, with Stephanie and Radzig inside.
I know how you feel, sir, but Toth is no fool. They are his last safeguard. He will do nothing to harm them until he is sure of victory.
Would you be saying that if it were your wife inside?
Or your father?
Well, let me point out that we have no choice anyway. We don't have enough supplies to keep men here for weeks, while gangs of brigands and Sigismund's army roam the countryside. Toth won't agree to an exchange, and even if he did, we'd have to let him go. With all his men, he'd be a thorn in our sides till Judgment Day.
Sir, a message has arrived.
Oh, what is it?
Margrave Jobst is approaching with his retinue and wants to speak with you.
Jobst, you say?
Jobst.
All right.
What is he doing here?
Who's Jobst?
Jobst of Luxembourg is cousin to King Wenceslaus and Sigismund. He's the Margrave of Moravia.
Only a year ago, he was collaborating with Sigismund and the League of Lords. He betrayed King Wenceslas and his ally Prokop. Now, he's changed sides, appointed himself the leader of the rebellion against Sigismund, and wants to liberate Wenceslas.
Whichever way the wind blows.
Nevertheless, it seems the decision is made for us. We don't want Jobst camping with us in front of our own castle like a band of gypsies.
I'm afraid you're right, Hanish. All right. We'll let the men rest a while, and then attack. Come to me when everything is ready.
Margrave Jobst. Apakah model karakternya sama? Kayak si Eric tuh. Eric mukanya terlalu common kayaknya di sini di KCD 1 ya. Mereka di KCD 2 diubah mukanya biar lebih unik, karakter unik. You can PC. Yeah. Dalam, serius. Bukan. Di Margrave Jobst ini, wah salah ya itu, gua main KCD 2. Moravia itu bukan di Poland. Di Poland tuh Mazovia. Mirip. Moravia itu di bawah Bohemia, perbatasan dengan Hungari. Jadi Sigismund kalau mau masuk Bohemia tuh mesti lewat dia. Awalnya dia sekutu sama Sigismund, sama nobel-nobel lama yang nggak suka sama Wenceslas gitu. Terus sekarang dia switch side. Di KCD 2 aja dia juga pertahanin ini sih. Cuman pertahanin apa anti Sigismund. Cuman ya itu statusnya agak unik. Yang nggak terlalu terang-terangan menyerang Sigismund gitu loh.
Ya.
Ponakan Sigismund sama Wenceslas.
I'm glad you came.
At your service, sir.
I'm about to give the order to bombard Talmberg. And since it's mainly thanks to you that we still have a trebuchet, I think you should have the honor of the first shot.
What?
But, sir, I have no idea how.
Master Keyser and Master Fafar have prepared everything. There's nothing to it. The men will load the trebuchet. All you have to do is pull the lever.
Well, I suppose I could manage that.
Then we'll bombard Talmberg for several days. Sir Robard will explain what comes next. Take care.
Di Divis dia mau kemana ya? Manus pergi Pergi bertemu mak GrabPay. Mungkin dia ratai kali ya. Kalau Radzig itu apa noble atau lord yang baru gitu. Jadi dia loyal banget sama Wenceslas. Kalau gak ada Wenceslas gak ada dia. Kalau Leipa tuh Hanus sama Hans Capon tuh kayak lama gitu. Kayak noble lama gitu. Di atas ke situ ada camp. Oh. Bisa bertemu Magrafiok kah? Mr. Davis ini mah gak tahu ya. Dari usianya sih tua sih. Mat harus beli DLC kah? Itu gua nggak tahu harus apa enggak. Tapi gua emang punya DLC. Jadi gua nggak tahu juga sih. Gua punya karena DLC-nya atau enggak. Nanti bisa ketemu ini gak apa Deden? Bakal ada scene Maghreb Yops ini gak? Pengen lihat model karakternya gitu loh. Kalau nanti ada ya nggak perlu lagi oh. Perlu cari sekarang. Udah.
Yeah.
Sigismund kah? Ada kayaknya mau gak hafal nama-nama karakter yang aneh. Maghreb Yops itu lu main KCD 2 gak? Yang Henry ketemu pas masuk map kedua itu kalau lu main KCD 2. Tapi ya udahlah nggak apa-apa lah. Lanjut aja lah.
Load the trebuchet. God be with you.
There was precious little in it, and we could have lost everything.
That's how it goes in war. But God stood by us. And in the end, they're nothing but a bunch of filthy cutthroats. They're sneak thieves and assassins. But does that make them real soldiers?
Well, they're apt to wait till a man nips off into the bushes to relieve himself, lifts up his chainmail tunic and stab him in the back. Personally, I'd rather face a proper soldier.
Because you know just who you're up against. That's probably why Toth is giving us such a hard time.
Main KCD 2 cuma nonton doang.
What do you think of Master Keyser?
He definitely knows what he's doing. And all that wild talk of his, rockets and such like. I'd
Satu
almost let him
orang
try
yang
it out,
namanya
but on
disebut
some other
tapi
castle.
gak pernah
Do you
nongol.
think there's any
Namanya
truth in it?
Prokop.
I've never seen such weapons used, so I
Itu
can't
mungkin cuma
really judge.
background doang sih.
But if his
Kayak
ideas
kejadian
worked,
setelahnya.
they'd change the way we make war. He showed me some of the drawings he has with him. I don't know if he's a genius or a madman.
Langsung di skip. Langsung di skip. Kenapa Sigismund masuk? Apa? Kapan Sigismund masuk? Enggak. Langsung di skip ke bagian Sigismund udah menduduki ini Talmberg.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
We came just in time, didn't we?
Quite. I thought my last hour had come. But Lord Capon came to our defence and fought like a lion.
Oh.
I'd say he's growing into a
Yeah.
proper nobleman at last.
I think more people will be changing their minds about him.
They should. I owe him my life. God bless him.
Oh, gak lihat dia.
Take care.
Mana sih Hanscap? Tuh defend treble chat gak nampak dia juga. Dia kayaknya datang pas round terakhir. Tapi lupa siapa itu namanya. Yang ngirim Henry sama Capon ke kaca itu. Oh, kalau itu gua nggak tahu ya. Mereka gas. Bisa jadi sih. Oh, jadi yang ngirim bukan inisiatif Radzig sama Hanus. Oke. Kira inisiatif mereka dua. Di divis sudah sini. Mana? Pak itu. Nebak kayaknya. Aneh.
Divish said...
Sir Divish.
Sir Divish said you tell me what happens next.
We're going to watch Istvan shitting himself.
That's all?
For a few days at least. So if you have anything to attend to, now's the time. Just don't forget to come back.
Good luck then.
Pelan-pelan tembak gitu. Until today bombardment is finished. Jadi harusnya temboknya udah ada yang cepat. Tembok luar sih. Itu kayaknya udah jebol.
Is something the matter?
A few of them have taken to their heels. If they stop in Kuttenberg, I'll be glad enough. But I fear they may have other plans.
If those were the best of Istvan's men, they could be lurking in the woods. They'll probably wait to attack us at the worst possible moment.
My fear exactly. I won't breathe easy until Toth is hanging from the gate. But in the meantime, I'll be glad to know the woods at my back are clear. Can I count on you?
Of course, Sir Robart.
Ini?
Would you like me to bring back their gear as evidence they're dead?
That's not necessary. I trust you, Hal. You don't even have to do the killing, just let me know where you find them and that'll be that. There's no need for you to get hurt in the process. God be with you.
Ada waktu si Eric ya bawa pasukan tuh banyak yang kabur kan. Tidak ada yang aneh-aneh.
Yeah.
Suara tembakan ya.
Yeah.
Ada. Pasti ini yang paling gede. Bisa sembunyi.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, get out of here! This is no place for the likes of you.
Poacher, hari-hari poacher. Poacher nih.
Get out of here!
Kunda.
Gua agak kurang ini sih sama sih gua master huntsman ya. Gua menangkap semua poacher-poacher ini. Tapi alright, just pingsan. Tapi gak ada pilihan lain selain bunuh atau enggak pukul mereka gitu. Ada pilihan kayak stop atau nangkap dia, kurung dia gitu, gak ada. Barbar banget, langsung ajar ya.
Plenty to sell.
Baru dibilang ini yang bisa ditok, tadi gak bisa.
Isn't poaching, well, forbidden?
But I'm no poacher.
And what are you then?
I'm a travelling butcher.
A travelling butcher? For shame, you thief. Poaching is banned, as you very well know. I'm going to report you.
Oh, no, you won't.
Station loss. Apa menangkap voucher dapat station loss? Apa pula tuh?
Well, look what's coming. What's the matter? Come on.
Itu bandir apa ini?
And that's that.
Bandit, ini voucher.
Be off, I say.
Lu membantu gua. Aja. Satu. Itu bandit ya? Itu bandit lah, bukan pasukan yang di
Mother of... Well now, look what's coming. Christ!
Thank you, Matt. It's a warning.
Yeah.
Wah, tinggi banget itu.
Yeah.
Kuat banget nih Henry dah max level. Kuat banget kah? Lu belum lihat gua kena ini. Apa ada cara gak sih menghindari kena master strike yang ini atau perfect block? Aku nggak tahu cara bedain perfect block sama master strike. Musuh itu mau perfect block gampang ya kan, tapi menghindari apa menjaga musuh melakukan ke kita gimana coba? Kalau kayak misalkan ada 3 musuh kan, gua cuma 1, otomatis kan logikanya cepat-cepat membunuh, cepat-cepat mengurangi jumlah musuh itu cara yang paling benar gitu kan. Tapi kalau gua gak sabar gitu, nyerang terus kena counter terus anjir, kena perfect block mulu anjir. Tapi kalau gak sabar dihajar sama 3 orang pelan-pelan, itu kalau 3, belum lagi 7 misalkan, oh mati lah itu. Wah beda banget, AI-nya itu beda banget sama, atau NPC-nya itu beda banget sama KCD2. KCD2 tuh gua bisa anjir lawan 7 gampang banget, caca mati. Kayak jarang banget mereka master strike atau oh mereka bisa ini, bisa perfect block gitu, bisa, tapi kayak nggak gitu sering. Dan ada istilah master strike di KCD2, KCD1 ada tapi Oh, belum pernah ini loh, belum pernah lakukan dan kayaknya belum pernah diajarin itu. Bisa emang mesti kabur-kaburan mesti satu-satu. Nah, itu kan. Itu yang jadi problem. Ada. Kosong tuh. Serius. Oke.
Ya.
Apakah ada something sih? Oh, udah gak ada pasukan lagi ya. Di dalam Talmberg doang.
Ya.
I found all of their campsites. The rest of the woods are clear.
That's a relief. Now let's relieve ourselves of this accursed Toth. Take care.
Ya, soal level ini levelnya 20 kan maksimal. KCD 2 bisa capai 30. Ini 20. Satu level lagi 20. Strength udah max, tapi penalti dari per apa gitu lupa. Vitality speed sudah max. Agility belum. Blast, ini enggak nih. Hunting, pickpocket di bawah 10. Sisanya udah belasan semua. Good day.
I'm here.
Can't you see we're still... Take care.
Today.
Heyo.
Cuma punya satu unit doang. Sekali tembak, reload segala macam butuh puluhan menit baru bisa tembak lagi. Nah, terus orang yang di dalam gate ngapain gitu loh. Orang di dalam gate itu lanjut langsung perbaiki gitu. Jadi seberapa cepat kita hancurin, seberapa cepat mereka perbaiki lagi, itu mempengaruhi. Kalau orang di dalam gate perbaikinya setara dengan kita hancurin, itu percuma jadi ya. Makanya satu trebuchet tuh kurang sebenarnya. Itu banyak. Sejauh ini kota yang defense paling bagus itu Ratai sih menurut gua ya. Ratai itu apa? Istilahnya apa? Kalinya gitu. Yang kelilingin kota itu loh, itu dalam banget, kayak jurang. Dalam. Jadi musuh hanya bisa nyerang dari jembatan. Tapi kalau lagi diserang kan jembatannya disimpan kan. Jadi nggak bisa nyebrang gitu. Nah musuh itu cuma bisa kayak di KCD 2 tuh, di last battle-nya itu, musuh itu pelan-pelan timbun itu, pelan-pelan timbun supaya tanahnya tinggi gitu, bisa pijak lagi. Satu trebuchet aja ini susah payah buat ya. Sebelum juga buat menghindari ini, menghindari ada yang gali masuk lewat bawah gitu loh, masuk ke dalam gate gitu. Tapi kalau ada tanah yang kosong gitu kan, nggak bisa gali, langsung terciduk. Susah lah. Pokoknya zaman dulu itu menyerang kota itu sulit banget.
Since Sir Divish's colours still aren't flying over Talmberg, I suppose we'll be attacking.
Just so. That Istvand's a stubborn bastard.
All right, when do we start?
There's no reason to wait. Are you really ready? If you need to rest or anything, we can still wait. You won't have another chance until we've won the day. Or until your final rest.
I'm ready.
Glad to hear it. We're going to attack on two fronts. The north gate and the west wall, which will scale with ladders. The attack will be split into different stages. Taking the outer walls, the inner bailey, and finally the core of the castle and the tower.
How are we going to attack the gate?
We'll try to do as much damage as we can with the trebuchet first. Keyser claims he can even hit it directly. Even if that's true, we'll have to charge through a downpour of enemy arrows all the way to the portcullis.
Portcullis?
Fortunately, it's wooden, so we'll be able to break it down. But dealing with the defense in the bailey won't be easy.
And what's the plan for attacking the west wall?
First, we have to get men to the wall with ladders, which is no easy matter under fire, so we'll need as many men covering them as possible. As soon as the ladders are in place, our foot soldiers will run up and try to scale the wall. Once a few of them get to the battlements, we should quickly gain the upper hand.
West Wall itu tempat mereka sneaky masuk harusnya.
How will we take the battlements?
Either by scaling the west wall, or our men at the gate will help. If they can break through, that is.
And the inner bailey?
That will be tough. Even if we get through the gate and into the outer bailey, we're still a long way from victory. The castle is designed so we'll be like hens in a coop to anyone with a bow on the inner battlements. We'll have to either fight our way through, or somehow get around them.
What about the living quarters?
There, I'm worried most about the hostages. Once we're inside, Istvan will know defeat is inevitable, but we'll still have to fight for each and every room.
I think I've heard everything I need to know.
Do you want to join the attack on the walls or on the gate? Remember, many of the Skalitz men will follow you. It could make a big difference.
I'll help with the attack on the walls.
I'm proud of you, Henry. You've changed from an insolent pup into a tough, reliable fighter.
Gak kasih gua
And
pilihan.
as God is my witness, we will kick those whore sons' arses.
A village lad and an old soldier. This man must be shaking in his boots.
If he's not shaking, then he doesn't know what he's got coming. Just one last thing, though. No matter how good the plan is, something always gets fucked up. Keep your eyes open and take advantage of every chance. Help your comrades and don't go rushing in where you're outnumbered. We have to take the castle gradually, one position after another.
I'll remember that.
Good luck to you, stripling.
Good luck to you, old soldier.
Take care.
Ding ding. Kumpul semuanya. Mantap presisi. Sama dengan kasih ada 2. Tembak bagian rantai jembatan itu. Udah save? Dia auto save pasti ya. Tag. Dari save di tuang ngomong sama ini.
Shield, for fuck's sake! Cover yourselves! Wait till I hear the ladders!
Gak ada yang mati deh. Aduh. Gak ada yang dorong tangga gua jatuh gitu. Saya salah.
Clear those battle mats! Smash them! Clear those battle mats!
Semakin berkurang tuh anggotanya. Masih you are in private area.
Sir, we should give the order.
Let's see if Istvan Toth can worm his way out of this one.
Don't tempt fate, Hanish.
Istvan! It's over! You want us to come and get you?
I wouldn't advise that. Your friend Divish wants to see his wife alive again.
And Sir Radzig? Are both hostages unharmed?
For now, Hanush, unless circumstances change.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. My guest is also safe and sound, but he's also quite keen to go home. I imagine you feel the same way. It's been a long time since you warmed yourself at your own hearth.
I'm in no hurry. I've plenty of supplies here, grand view and excellent company. What more could I want?
Your freedom!
Freedom? Freedom to get an arrow in the back?
Sir, We're all noblemen here, all bound by honor. I give you my word as a knight and lord, and that of my companions. If you release Lady Stephanie and Sir Radzig, you may leave the castle with your men and go on your way unharmed.
And just how far will we get? What good will it do me if your men attack us in the woods instead of here?
If you give me your word of honor that you will leave and never return, I promise you safe passage to the boundary of this fiefdom. What happens after that is up to you and the will of God Almighty.
Very well then, but I want a small safeguard. I'll give you her ladyship, but Radzig comes with me. I'll release him in Skalitz.
Out of the question! Is our word not good enough for you?
Is mine not good enough for you? I swear I'll release him when I get to a safe distance.
I'll go with him, Hanush. Let the Lady Stephanie have her freedom now.
Father!
Don't worry, son. I trust Lord Toth's self-interest more than his word. He wouldn't be fool enough to harm me.
If you're certain, Radzig.
Prepare horses and supplies, and tell your men to pull back. We'll come down.
You heard him. Get to work. And any man who breaks this truce answers to me.
So, are you really going to let them go?
My word is my bond, Henry.
He's a cutthroat and a liar. Good men are dead because of him. What's to stop us from skewering him as soon as he sets foot outside?
Our honor!
If you let him go, he'll do the same again. Or worse.
God's justice will find him. And then, he'll get a taste of my mace.
If we break our word of honor, we have none. And without honor, we are nothing. Never fear. Your father will be all right.
We'll hunt down those vermin yet.
Bring the horses.
Kantongnya sangat norak banget.
Here she is,
The
as I promised. Not a hair on her head harmed.
Divish.
Stephanie.
Forgive me, husband. I'm sorry
For what?
for letting them into the castle.
Come now, my dear. You're not to blame.
I didn't know who he was. He said he was your friend.
Never mind. Did he hurt you?
No.
I hope your word can be trusted.
Certainly more than yours.
If everything goes as agreed, I'll set Radzig free in Skalitz. If anyone tries to follow us, I'll kill him.
We won't.
My apologies for keeping you from your father, but you'll see each other soon enough. Oh, I almost forgot. Your sword. I expect you'll want it back after all the trouble you went to. Actually, you know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you.
I look forward to it. Yeah!
Quick! To the battlements! We have to see which way they go! Oh, they really are heading for Skalitz. Mount up, Henry.
You've heard what he'll do if we follow them.
We're not going to follow them. We just have to collect your father. Or do you want him to walk back here when they release him?
Mati dah mati.
Yeah!
Sebelah sini, bro.
Yeah.
Tujuannya sekali kan? Wah, mendalui bakal trigger ini kah? Cutscene dibunuh gitu. Nah kalau gua ini, you can't do that right now. Jalan mana yang diambil? Oh, lulusan ini ya.
Yeah.
Naskah budaya sekali.
Yeah.
Kira ada cutscene dibunuh kalau kejar atau deket.
There's no sign of them. Move on. Glad to see Istvan kept his word, sir.
Not half as glad as I am, Your Grace.
Well, we kept our word too. And now Toth has had his head start and he's fair game. Which way do they go?
To the north, but I would be careful, Sir Hans.
Fear not, Your Grace. I have twice as many men as he. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to say to each other. Let's go!
All right, Father?
I am. They treated me quite decently. Although they did steal my horse, so I'll have to go back on foot.
Endingnya sama KCD 1, KCD 2. Cakapan keduanya.
It looks like it's all over.
Not by a long shot. It won't be over until we get this mess cleared up.
And catch that bastard. How could we let him go?
Would you rather we killed him? Even if it meant Lady Stephanie and I died too?
No, of course not. But what was to stop us from killing him after the exchange?
Honor?
Honor?
If the word of honor of a nobleman could not be trusted, then he would never have agreed to the exchange.
And where's the honor in abandoning your son?
You know how it is. We were young. It happened. And I couldn't marry a commoner. Then your father, Martin, came along and took care of both of you.
He knew it.
What? That I was your father? Certainly. He was a great man. He took you as his own. And I always kept an eye on you. Of that you can be sure.
I know so little about his past.
He told you nothing? Oddly enough, even though you don't have his blood, you're very like him. When he was around your age, he became bored of his trade and set out to see the world. He lived through many adventures, even fought in a war.
In a war?
Yes, in Poland, I believe. And I don't think he cared much for it.
That's why he wanted me to stay at home.
He spent some time in Prague, then settled in Kuttenberg. But it seems he quarreled with someone there and finally ended up here. You know the rest.
I loved him, but even so, I somehow always had a feeling I didn't quite fit in.
It was in your blood, I suppose.
I lost the one thing I had left from him. Your sword.
Ah, the sword. It's not my sword. It's yours. For a moment there, it was so near, yet so far. Oh, well, it can't be helped.
It was almost within my grasp, but just then I had something else on my mind.
Well, I think we may yet have a chance to get it back. This business with Toth is not yet over, unfortunately.
That's a chance I'd welcome. Not just to get the sword, but that bastard Istvan too. And then I'll find that German whoreson who torched Skalitz, and I'll slay him with it. I'll never forget his face. Or his name. Mark Vart von Aulitz.
Those are noble intentions, son. But don't forget there are other things in this world that are worth living for.
Like what?
Look around you. Blue skies overhead, green grass underfoot, beautiful girls. Good wine, a few good friends, and a fine steed under your backside. Those are things worth living for. Though I can't deny that swine who killed your mother must pay for what he did. But it's better not to dwell too much on that at the cost of those other things. On the subject of steeds, I think we'll have to ride like the Knights Templar.
How's that?
2 up. One day I'll tell you how they got their seal. You can take the front.
Mafak matinya menyedihkan.
It's like
Beda
I always
posisi,
imagined
ya.
it would be. Teaching my boy to
Beda
ride.
sudut pandang.
Although it would be better if you were a little smaller. My word, it's all go today, isn't it? I wonder who this is.
I think I know. It's Margrave Jobst.
The king's cousin? I wonder what he wants. I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Kalau nampak, oh, dilewatin aja. Berarti bagian dapat surat segala macam itu di skip ya. Cerita 2 langsung di perjalanan mereka. Oh, nanti ada cutscene ya. Ada scene dikit. Gue know. Hanya itu dia Margrave. Prokop udah nggak tahu udah mati atau apa. Prokop itu cuma background dong. Dia itu kejadian sebelum Sigismund masuk Bohemia itu. Sedangkan KCD 1 kan mulainya udah masuk gitu. Jadi dia emang nggak muncul Margrave Jobst sama siapa ya, itu nama mirip dia sih, cuma nggak tahu ada hubungan sama dia gak. Muncul di KCD 2 Liechtenstein, itu susah namanya, ribet. Lian 3 sama endingnya. Terus muncul lagi kah?
You're doing well, son.
Father.
Come now. You know who sired you.
That doesn't matter now.
Oh,
I
teksnya
miss you, Amar.
Beda. Teksnya ASRock.
I miss you very much. You'll be fine. We're proud of you.
For what? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away.
Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
You didn't want me fighting. Now look at me.
Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right.
Subtitle tentang apa sih? Ada Johan K tuh. Kayaknya DLC ini nih. DLC Johan K sama Teresa.
I have to leave you now.
Oh, please.
You know I can't stay.
Will I ever see you again?
God knows. Make her proud.
Don't go.
Oh, don't go. No.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Sir Radzig wants you at the upper castle. The lords are in council with Jobst.
Right. I'll go straight away.
What is it?
It's just... I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're Sir Radzig's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies.
Gak tahu gimana sebut dia lagi.
Common as muck.
Oh, give over, you idiot. Do I look like a lord to you?
Not really. You're as much a lord as I am a nun, and I've never looked good in a habit.
Get out of here! Or I'll have you clapped in the stocks.
You are in private area. Yang benar. Epilogue.
What the? Hey, halt right there.
Jep, mau dicek dong. Yang benar lu.
What's going on?
Such are my orders. Yeah.
Epilog masih dicek apa lagi? Anak. Konyol banget dia sungguh.
Ya. Ya.
Baru bangun juga ya kan. Emang muka-muka ini kah? Muka-muka orang yang gak jujur gitu.
Oh, how? Are you going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well?
I am. What about Istvan? I assume...
That we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
Disuruh mencari Von Burgo.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon.
Okay, Margrave Jobst
And this is my
modelnya
son,
sama.
Henry. I didn't know you had a son, Sir Radzig.
Came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein,
Ah,
member of my
Liechtenstein.
council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Oh, ini
Come
ganti
join
model
us.
ya. Model
I read
ganti.
Yobbs was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
Question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur, that King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed. But to surrender it means giving up great privileges, too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas has invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him.
King of the
Sigismund would
Romans?
govern, while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation. But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, your graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergolf. Heinrich von
The
Rosenberg.
situation has gotten completely out of control.
Dia mention
Now
dua
even the
nama.
nobles
Von
of the
Berger
League
udah
of
tahu.
Lords are realizing
Rosenberg
that
tuh
Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
belum pernah nol.
So now Berghoff is on your side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghoff, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary.
Ya, sudah dua mention sampai dia pulang.
And now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghoff know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Ratte is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like scarlets? We have to put a stop to this senseless war!
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Berghoff at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghoff would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Gutenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
Excellent. Margrave Jobst and I will draft a letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
I expect it would be best to write it in your name as Lord of Lipa.
Quite so, Margrave.
What exactly am I to write?
Oh, what isn't really the issue. The question is how. We need to learn where they stand on liberating the king and ousting...
Di mereka mention King of Romans itu Holy Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire itu kerajaan yang dalamnya itu ada mungkin ratusan negara gitu. Banyak banget. Dan sistemnya itu ada 7 negara elektor gitu. 7 negara ini akan voting memilih satu king gitu, satu raja. Raja ini akan mimpin sampai dia meninggal. Terus voting lagi. Nah, ini ceritanya yang memegang posisi raja itu Bohemia, negara Bohemia. Bohemia bisa vote juga. Mulai dari kan di opening di intro kan ada mention Wenceslas the Third ya kalau salah. Bapaknya Wenceslas sama somehow Sigismund gitu. Terus si Wenceslas tepi lagi yang keempat ya, yang ditahan di Vienna itu. Tapi sistemnya kalau terpilih jadi raja sama 7 negara elektor itu, Dia harus pergi ke Roma. Ke Roma dikasih kron gitu, tata sama paus sama pop, baru sah. Itu formalitasnya kayak gitu.
So, it looks like you're off on a mission.
Yes, I can't wait.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out. These are evil times, and who knows what can happen along the way. Not to mention that Bergov is no saint.
Don't worry.
I know. You've shown you can fend for yourself, but do take care. You'll be traveling as Lord Capon's bodyguard. You'll be there to make sure nothing untoward happens to him. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears wide open. What Bergov tells you is one thing, but what you see may be quite another.
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else.
Aku kalau main KCD 1 dulu, baru main KCD 2. Mungkin gua lebih hati-hati sama Von Bergov.
Very well.
Waktu gua main KCD 2 itu gua sangat percaya sama Von Bergov. Sangat percaya lah.
It's 3 days ride from here, so unless you hit a snag along the way, you'll be back soon enough. Any questions?
3 day ride, pendek banget ya tempuhnya. Di waktu dari KCD 1 dan 2 itu kurang lebih cuman seminggu itu waktunya. Ya baru ingat KCD 2 sama GrabPay ini yang bajunya lain. Ya bajunya paling norak.
I'm getting a bit lost in the Luxembourg lineage. It all seems a bit too tangled.
The Luxembourgs have ruled the Empire and Bohemia for almost 100 years now. Emperor Charles brought this land to prominence. When he was in power, things had never been so good. Wenceslas and Sigismund are his sons, but by different mothers. Jobst and Prokop are their cousins. They were entrusted with governing Moravia. But instead, they've been in a bitter armed feud for years. And now Sigismund's fallen out with Wenceslas. Wenceslas also had another brother, the youngest, John of Görlitz, who was most probably poisoned.
Mati.
They seem like a hot-blooded lot. It's hard to keep up with their affairs, since they tend to change their alliances from one day to the next.
Yang gua gak tahu, biasanya ini ya, Lord itu belakangnya kan kayak Henry of Scarlet. Artinya dia dari Scarlet. Scarlet kan desa atau kota kan. Si Margaret Bios of Luxembourg sama si Prokop juga ya. Itu mereka dari Luxembourg kah? Harusnya sih ya. Luxembourg itu dekat Perancis, itu jauh banget. Bisa sampai keluarga mereka bisa sampai berjaya di Bohemia.
Who is he really, this Jobst?
The cousin of King Wenceslas. He's the Margrave of Moravia. I admit I don't know what to make of him myself. Until recently, he was allied with the League of Lords. For a time, he even served Rupert of the Palatinate against the king. And now suddenly, he's reversed his position. I don't know what led him to do it, and one can't help being suspicious. It's best to keep a watchful eye on him, but he really is the leader of the resistance against Sigismund these days. We'll just have to see how it all turns out.
I'm a bit concerned so many people seem to think so little of King Wenceslas. You knew him, didn't you? What's he really like?
Well, there's no straightforward answer to that question. He certainly makes a great hunting and drinking companion, but he can be very fiery and impetuous when things don't go how he'd like them. He never had much of a head for high office. He finds it tiresome. But once a man's grasped the scepter, it's hard to let it go again. You can't just abscond. You've seen for yourself what happens when he disappears for a few months. Better a bad but legitimate king than a bloody war over the throne.
Who is this Prokop that Jobst spoke of?
Jobst's brother, the king's cousin. He and Jobst warred over Moravian supremacy for years. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided with Rupert of the Palatinate. But after Sigismund abducted Wenceslas, Prokop fomented a revolt against him, and Sigismund had him captured. Politics. Make of it what you will. I, for one, can't make head or tail of it most of the time.
Dia mention Palatinate. Palatinate itu salah satu kerajaan di Holy Roman Empire juga. Kalau nggak salah ya dia salah satu negara elector juga dari 7. Nah kalau The League of Lords ini yang dimention cuma 2 doang. Kalau yang Prague itu termasuk, Prague itu banyak dong harusnya, itu ibu kota.
The League of Lords and that Berghoff we're off to see. Who are they exactly?
The lords of the powerful houses. Heinrich of Rosenberg, Otto of Berghoff, Heinrich of Radetz, and others. They're unhappy with the way
Ada
their
2 Heinrich.
influence declined after Wenceslas surrounded himself with the lesser orders of nobility. They abducted the king years ago and made him bow to their will. They got away with it that time, and now they've joined forces with Sigismund and done it again. But now it seems that Sigismund's behavior is starting to rub them up the wrong way, so they may well be thinking twice. We'll see what Berghoff has to say.
Oh, mereka itu nobility yang udah berkuasa lama di Bohemia gitu. Pas Wenceslas naik tata gitu kan, dia gak suka dengan orang-orang lama. Dia pengen promosiin orang-orang baru. Promosiin banyak orang baru, otomatis wewenang mereka berkurang. Dan dari cerita tadi, itu para nobility lama udah pernah menahan Wenceslas. 2 kalinya dibantu sama Sigismund.
I don't know all that much about Sigismund.
He's the king's younger brother and king of Hungary in his own right. 7 years ago, he led a crusade against the Turks and was defeated at Nicopolis. Some say it was due to the recklessness of the French knights, most of whom were mercilessly slaughtered. Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a better ruler than Wenceslas, but he's arrogant, and to our misfortune, brutal. Not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, Wenceslas joined forces with Jobst to liberate him. And now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no doubt about it, God does move in mysterious ways.
Sigismund pernah dikurung, malah ditahan sama bangsawan di Hungari gitu. Terus Wenceslas yang ini harusnya ya, Wenceslas sama Jobst. Jobst ini harusnya Jobst yang di sini lah ya. Pernah marching pasukan ke Hungari, bebasin dia. Ribet banget. Tadi ada mention perang salib. Di sini Ottoman sudah masuk Balkan. Udah lagi ekspansi nyerang berbagai negara kayak Serbia gitu.
Rupert of the Palatinate. That's a name I hadn't heard before today.
Rupert is the Prince Elector of the Palatinate.
What's a Prince Elector?
Elector.
The Prince Electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the King of the Romans, who would then be crowned Holy Roman Emperor by the Pope. Rupert took the title for himself with the help of 3 other Prince Electors, even though Wenceslas had already been appointed. Some of the nobility in the empire recognized Rupert's claim, but when he went to Rome to be crowned emperor, it turned into a fiasco. Now he's doing his utmost to get Wenceslas to acknowledge him, but so far without success. So, now we have 2 kings of the Romans. Jobst sided with Sigismund for a while, but now he switched allegiance. He seems to do that quite a lot.
Wah, bukan cuma King Bohemia doang yang ada sengketa. King Roman juga sama.
That young man, Sir John of Liechtenstein. Why is he here?
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family with estates in Austria and Moravia. Sir John sits on Jobst's council. Since the king's being held captive in Vienna, I suppose it makes sense to have a powerful Austrian house as allies. It could be very useful.
Ini orang nggak punya hubungan dengan ini ternyata. John of Liechtenstein ini nggak ada hubungan dengan si Maghreb Jobst gitu. Kira ada di kaca 2, kira keduanya kayak paman gitu, keponakan, ternyata enggak. Ini bangsawan dari Austria.
That's about all.
Very well. Take the letter from Sir Hanush. And good luck, son.
Look out.
So what do you think of it all, sir?
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I
Brandenburg.
will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Gutenberg and Scarlet.
Sigismund sendiri gak dapat dukungan penuh sama bangsawan Hungari. Nah, dia gak punya pilihan lain
My
selain
lords,
menyewa
how's the
pasukan
letter coming along?
Cuman.
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
Endingnya sih simple. Yep. Just like that.
Come now, Hal. My men are mustered in the courtyard. We can get going.
Cuma yang gue agak mempertanyakan ya. Kalau jarak timeline ya antara KCD 1 dan KCD 2 itu kurang lebih seminggu doang gitu. Ini game mau berapa panjang nih? Kalau misalnya KCD 3 keluar, ini bakal panjang nih kalau cara dia menyampaikan cerita timelinenya singkat itu. Terus KCD 2 muter dunia tuh. Semua gara-gara ini. Di rape identitas mereka tuh dihilangin. Jadi kayak orang biasa, mesti grinding dulu.
So, can we set off now, Henry?
Of course. I can't wait.
So, to horse! The Lord of Berghoff is bound to be waiting us eagerly.
Oh ya, satu yang juga disayangkan sih. Di sini nggak di-mention ya. Cuma guard doang. Di KCD 2 tuh tim dia itu ada nama itu. Semua punya nama. Tapi baru dikenalin berapa detik doang langsung mati semua. Kayak sayang sekali gitu loh.
I'm getting used to it.
What about Radzig? Has he accounted for not owning up to you the whole time?
He explained it. All will be well, I think.
Glad to hear it. It's far more acceptable for a nobleman to befriend a noble bastard than a blacksmith's son.
Mind you, don't come to blows with a blacksmith, my young lord. What do you think about Sir Jobst and his plan?
Well, I admit all the scheming has me a little lost.
I thought Sigismund was the devil, Wenceslas a martyr, those on his side the heroes, and those against him the villains. I believe we'd rescue the king and all would be well again. But now it looks a lot more complicated.
Exactly. I didn't expect the noble lords to be as noble as the angels, but I hadn't expected such a sewer. They behave like children.
I can't fathom how after all this backstabbing they're somehow still on speaking terms.
I don't know either. Beggars belief.
Itulah diplomasi, itulah politik. Nggak ada musuh selamanya.
Did
Dia
you know
ngomong,
that King Wenceslas is such a
Feckless drunkard? Not really. And to be honest,
dia
I'm
ngomong
not sure I
mereka ini
wanted to know.
perang
I slept
saling
better believing
musuhan
my
udah berapa
fate was
lama.
watched over by
Dia
a
masih
wise
bisa
and powerful
bicara.
man.
So did I.
Maksudnya kayak mereka masih
What
bisa
a
kirim
dismal
surat.
world when you can't keep trusting your own king.
On the other hand, times were better with him here than with him gone.
Isn't that the truth?
What do you think of Sigismund?
If I were him, I'd have had enough of my brother even sooner.
But he's a monster. Look at what those hordes of his are getting up to here. What he did in Skalitz.
True enough. On the other hand, if Wenceslas and Prokop hadn't double-crossed him, none of this would have happened.
No one forced him to burn Skalitz.
That's a fact. But he couldn't let them shit all over him either. Not that I'm defending him.
He's a weasel.
No doubt about that.
Sigismund plunder, nggak ada pilihan. Dia butuh duit,
You know anything about
butuh
Prokop?
puasin pasukan dia.
Sir Hanush could tell you a thing or two about him.
Why?
Yang dilakukan
Last
sama
winter,
Jepang
a
di
certain
Perang Dunia
Sir
2.
Jan Sokol of Lamberg, a
Sampai sekarang
well-known
masih ada luka tuh.
poor robber baron to some,
Cewek di
tried to
Korea,
occupy
Taiwan,
the city
China
he loved,
dijadiin ini
which was on the orders of none other than Prokop.
hiburan
And
buat
what has
pasukan
that
dia.
got to do with Hanush?
Well, he was there with him. Of course, that's not something to brag about in front of Jobst.
And what was it all about?
They wanted to occupy a city that was on the side of the League of Lords, but despite there being several hundred strong, they didn't take it. For one thing, they couldn't get past the Iglau women, with their pitchforks and cauldrons of hot water.
I would never have thought of Sir Hanush as such a rebel.
And have you heard anything about Rupert of the Palatinate?
A little. He can't manage even to wrest power from a king who doesn't much care for ruling and isn't fighting back. That doesn't seem like a man who has what it takes to rule. And that's all I need to know.
And that Berghoff we're going to see, do you know anything about him?
I haven't heard much good about him, but I have a feeling that some other nobles are quite in awe of him. And his castle is apparently quite impressive. I'll be interested to see for myself.
And what about the League of Lords?
Wealthy, pompous. The king doesn't seem to like them much. He's chosen to let the lesser ranks of the nobility into his circle, men like your father. I admit I don't blame him one bit. But the lords weren't happy about their lost influence, so they put their foot down. If I were Wenceslas, I'd have let them hang after they abducted me the first time. But he gave them seats at the provincial council? Little wonder they're back at their old tricks.
Pertama kali diculik sama Lord of Noble gitu. Nggak bisa maafin mereka.
Greetings.
Well, young sir, what now? Shall we ride boldly forth to adventures new?
I never took you for a romantic soul. But as it happens, a romantic soul is just what I need by my side right now.
What,
Ada
here?
pilihan.
Now? Aren't we leaving?
Ah, that's just the thing.
Itu
Here
kayaknya
we
buat trigger
are, about to
DLC.
ride off into the unknown. Well, who knows what fate has in store for us? What if we should fall as heroes on the battlefield? How could I depart this world with a quiet heart, never having known true love?
I'm a little worried about you, sir. Aren't you getting overheated inside that armor?
Look, I can't just go off and get my head chopped off somewhere without first winning the heart of the girl I love. So are you going to help me or not?
Well, affairs of the heart are what I do best. I'll be glad to help you. So what do you want me to do?
You, Hal, shall be my messenger of love. You shall bear her a letter and a gift from a secret admirer.
Why me? It's not like you to be bashful, Sir Hans. You can just go and tell her,
Certainly not. Carolina is different to the others. She was educated in a convent and needs to be handled with kid gloves. Romanced. I must court her secretly. It's the latest fashion in France.
And who is this Carolina?
The fairest maid that ever walked the earth. Carolina. The butcher's daughter. You must have noticed a divine creature in the marketplace. Unless you're more interested in barnyard animals.
Carolina. I do know her. She's a pretty girl, all right, but, well, a little below your station.
Love knows no station but the heart. And you keep your peasant eyes off her. Your task is simple. All you have to do is get hold of a necklace fine enough to grace her lovely neck. I did have one that I inherited from my great-grandmother. Unfortunately, not anymore.
Wouldn't some other necklace do?
It would not. Only the best will do for Carolina. I'm not some tanner who gives trinkets from a market stall to his beloved.
Nih, game kecil 1 sampai sini udah tamat ya. Aku gak bakal main DLC dari Hans Capon nih.
Oh, all right then. Is there something else I should know about this necklace?
I lost it at dice in the Ledechko Tavern when I was there to see... Well, that's not important.
DLC
some
Teresa
dice player from
juga.
Ledechko won your grandmother's
tertarik
valuable
gua.
necklace. Haven't you learned
DLC yang
anything
lain
from losing
cuman
to Zdenna, the bathhouse
hadiahnya weapon
My
armor gitu doang.
great-grandmother's.
Buat
And as it
apa weapon
happens, I
armor?
have
Udah
learned a
tamat
trick or
game
two.
ya kan?
But that fellow has the luck of the devil. No doubt he'll still be sitting there,
Plus.
swindling other folk out of their hard-earned
Gua mau
gold.
coba The Witcher
Oh,
3
what's
sih.
the use? All right,
Tiba
all
download.
right. I'll go to Ledechko,
Next
find this
streaming web
diabolical
test.
dice player and see what I can do.
Bawa
Though I'll
klop
probably
sama
lose my
gamenya.
shirt to him.
Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. God be with you.
Lian. Game of Troll. Di sini dia bikinnya ada berempat ya, berempat. Iya sih, dikasih ada 2 kayaknya berempat juga. You just have to wait. Terima kasih. Bye bye.